was passion for life. We just supported this team that be bringing them life. But we gritty.
Y'all knew 93.7 The Beat. Sounds real hip hop and R&B. Welcome to Blessed Beats. My name is Memphis 10. Got the ladies in here.
It's the one and only Alexis Fly.
All right, it's your girl Bishop Becca here.
And we got some guests in the building, right, Alexis?
For sure.
Yeah.
With us today is the one and only. We love her. She is our photographer.
Come on now.
Yeah.
She's also a celebrity photographer.
Okay.
And her name is Miss Debbie Porter.
Debbie Porter, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
How you doing? So you the lady that fixed this when we take these pictures, right?
I tried.
Talk to us about is photography and the business of it and the gift of it.
Ooh, okay.
And how'd you get into it?
Well, okay, 30 years, getting close to 30 years. Actually, my daughter, when she was little, I got her into acting and modeling. And I had got married, left my fashion design degree behind and playing mom. And she got her in with an agency and started doing her pictures. And the agent's like, these are what we need. Can you do more? So it just kind of took off like fast after that. So.
But did you know you had the gift originally? Like when you started playing around with your daughter's face, per se?
No, I'm going to say that God gave me creativity and imagination, and
That's
you can
awesome.
apply it wherever you want to. It just happened that was the path. But, creatively, I think you can do anything you want to do.
Debbie,
Does that make sense?
in an industry where social media is big and a lot of apps are big, what makes a good photographer? Because like now we could just go get an app and
Yes,
I can get these lines out of here. Like,
I know.
Airbrush is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Like any time over the course of all that time, I've had a lot of different clients, right? And I have to listen to what their needs are. Do they want to be real? Do they want to look like, glamour? So you have to take the situation. And I mean, like one of my favorite things is actors' headshots because I like real. That's probably my favorite thing, like just to take somebody authentic and bring out the best in them so that people will see that rather than you walk in the door and it doesn't even look like you.
Offhand.
Yeah.
Give us some of these actors you don't work with. Because I want to know whose pictures, who was good to work with and who you had to actually work with.
Oh, well, I can't say that part.
All right. Give us some names.
No, you know what? When people come in and they say I'm not good at this, my attitude is that's what they think. It's not what I think.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter really if they think that or not. Most of the time, like if somebody's really insecure about it, I just ignore it. And I think they see that I'm ignoring it. And then now with digital, you just show them a image in the back and they're like sold, and then they let something go.
Okay.
So, but as far as actors, like, and you would think some of the best actors in the world are really good at that, but still photography is different than moving and scripts and all that kind of stuff. So it's very personal to have your picture taken. I mean, you're looking right at a piece of glass, and looking at yourself and worried about 100 things.
Yeah.
So it's my job to give you peace and calm, and if I'm that way, then you can pick up off of that. Of course I have to bring the talents in, but and I've seen actors from little kids go to grown on TV and all that kind of stuff, and I've worked with to me all people are the same.
wow.
I mean I am impressed that they have such drive, some of the actors. I was throwing out some names like Shamar Moore, and the girls get all happy about that.
I'm looking at that.
I'm just saying,
he all right. I mean,
now
he
you
good
did
looking.
Morris Chestnut.
Well, okay. Is there a thing
Yeah.
being photogenic, or is everybody photogenic? You just have to bring it out.
Oh no, some are way more photogenic than others, and I don't have to try very hard. And some I have to find their angles. That's what photography is about. Like, what's their? I'll tell you one little secret that a lot of people don't know. This, like when you look at a face, you got to see find their best side, right? And once people know their best side, they kind of stay with that side. People that get photographed a lot, you'll usually see their picture
It's from that same angle.
But
That makes sense.
Is that opinionated? Like,
Is that what?
Is that opinionated? Like, yo, this is my best side.
I do. I say that all the
You know
time.
what I mean? Like-
I have a good side.
I think based on like if you keep taking pictures and you
Right.
notice that look, every picture from that angle always looks great, and when I turn other ways,
I think
it
that's a
don't.
real thing, right?
The face is not symmetrical. Most
Yes,
people are
it's
not.
not.
So,
Except for Denzel Washington's.
Yeah, except for him.
Because when I smile, like one side smiles wilder than the other
Other.
side. So that would
Right.
that make
A difference.
Yeah, if you turn your face a little bit, I might not be looking at that so much.
Gotcha.
Or sometimes people have a lazy eye, one
Oh,
lower
wow.
than
Yeah.
the other one,
Yeah.
or a smaller eye, and I usually have them draw that one to the camera because it makes it look a little bigger. And it evens the eyes out. But I want to tell y'all this
That's
one thing
smart.
because you'd never imagine. Usually, your best side is going to be your more narrow side of your face because everybody wants to look thinner, right? So they're turning, they're
the
turning
side you
their
don't sleep on.
I'm like,
no, y'all, you're not going to believe this when I tell you. So you bring your bigger side of your face to the camera so that the narrow side gets the edge that you're seeing. But your bigger side is 9 times out of 10 the side that you chew on, and you've built that muscle.
Wow.
wow, that makes
That-
sense because I do this.
Okay.
That makes me
Yes.
too. Wow.
Dropping gems,
Okay,
I love
so okay, you're dropping all this knowledge on
Yes, I'm
photography.
excited.
You didn't necessarily go to school for this, so God just kind of, over doing this, I guess, for 30 years, you just kind of figured that out on your own.
Well, whatever I'm doing, I like to do at my best, right? Because that's how we were created.
Right.
So you could get okay, so I'm sure that we're going to talk a little bit. I want y'all to talk about that. I wrote a couple of children's books. Never done that before. It took me 6 months to learn how to do it, but I was determined that I was going to learn how to do it and do my best. So it's whatever you're doing, if you're really applying yourself, that's where you're going to excel if you just don't give up and press in. It was the same thing with photography. Of course, with all those years, I was able to really learn, some good techniques and also work with thousands of personalities where I saw, what works, what doesn't work,
Right.
those kind of things. Who cares? Who doesn't care? There's so much dynamics that go into the photography.
Well, let me tell you about the power of your gift, okay? And I know we've talked about this personally, but I remember when I first met you and you actually did my set of headshots. I posted them and I got like over 300 and something likes on Facebook.
Okay.
Let's just be clear about that. And there was
Everything
no.
else getting like 10.
I know like 10,
But
but
when
her
I-
work, all that work, all that work.
My husband, my
No,
cousin,
seriously,
and my
yes.
mama.
But
Okay.
these headshots, I'm like, what about these headshots? And one thing I did know, it was because it was natural lighting. You shot me with natural lighting. There was no airbrushing done, and I had to tell all the world. And let me tell you, I really got emotional about that, especially being in your studio with you when it was happening, because you were able to literally get every angle of my personality and who I
Yeah.
truly am. I've never experienced that with a photographer. And being in this type of industry, we're always trying to look good and
Right.
feel
Yeah.
good and, like you said, get rid of the lines
Right.
here and
Right.
or different features on our face that we don't like. And so it was an emotional moment for me. And what it taught me, and I want you to talk about this, is being able to see myself the way that God sees me. So
That's awesome.
if you could talk and share with our listeners a little bit about your gifting in terms of why you feel like God gave you this gift, but, not just to take pictures, but there's more behind it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on a photography book, and I really thought, how's this going to help people? There's a million photography books out right there. I could put all my beautiful pictures out, and it'd be great.
And there's a million photographers
Yeah.
out there.
And there's a million photographers, but what is it that people get the most out of when they come to me? And it's if you could see what I see. That's what I
awesome.
want.
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah,
It needs to be.
Yeah, and I
That is a
registered.
great
I know
name.
that's an
Yeah.
awesome name. Like,
Yeah, just in case.
That's
anyone wants
hers.
to-
That's
you
hers,
better-
people.
I know,
Okay.
copyrighted like
Yeah.
today.
Trademark.
Yes, copyright, trademark. Let's get it.
Yeah, and it's not seen like I see. It's seen the way that God sees you, and He didn't make mistakes. He
Yeah.
didn't make you to this or to that. It's something that you believe, and we were talking about that earlier. How people think something, and I don't think that.
Yeah.
Like even if they tell me I'm not photogenic, I have learned to just ignore what people say,
Yeah.
smile at them, and go around it.
My question is on the other side. If we could see what you see, right? On our side, you know how you can practice your free throws to get better at shooting. Can you practice your smile or practice and become photogenic, or is that a gift?
Well, I don't call photogenic, the way that I look at it is like they're very proportionate and they look good. They look better in the camera than they do in person.
Right.
And to me, I think that's something natural. But as far as being better with pictures and knowing what you need to do to be better, yeah, you can absolutely learn
Practice
that.
and
So you can, I was gonna say, you can have your
Well, like,
Kodak smile. Like this is the one for the
yes,
headshot.
like in
This is-
rehearsal. Yes.
so you can, because when I smile, I just smile. It might, if I got the sleepy smile, the angry, like the fake, like.
But you haven't been smiling for a long time and kind of know for yourself. I mean, like what smile actually works.
Right. So what's the go-to smile? I just smile. You know
just
what I mean?
smile.
Yeah.
I guess that's individual,
Visual,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the smile is, first of all, to me, it needs to be genuine.
Genuine, yeah.
And this is where people have a hard time. Like, we're so used to going cheese, right? Like you
Right.
grew up doing
Right.
that. So when you do that, it's a little cheesy
Yeah.
smile. But if you keep doing that, that's
Right.
what it's going to look like. But a lot of times when I need people to smile, and they'll tell me, can you tell me a joke? And I am not good at jokes. I don't even know one.
She like,
So
I
I'm
didn't
like,
come here for
oh,
that.
no. And beside, if I did, I don't want you laughing at me. I want you giving me your smile, not
yeah.
responding.
Okay.
A responding smile is different
Okay.
than one that gives. So, and I might have done this with you guys, but the trick, I tell them, because we don't have a lot of time in the chair, right? Time is money
Right.
in the studio.
Right.
So I tell them to just fake a laugh. And have them go, and that will make you
works.
smile.
Yeah, being
even if
softer
it makes you
laugh.
feel
Yeah.
stupid.
Right.
Because you're responding with a smile,
What
but-
about the smile with your eyes? Like, we always hear
the
people say that.
smizing. It's called smizing.
Yeah. Well,
thought that was like a
I mean,
squinch.
a smile does come from inside, right? I mean, you can put it on right here, and if I just go like that, there's nothing going on. So sometimes when people, let's say the laughing smile thing isn't working, then I need to kind of fish a little for what makes them feel good. Like their kids or there's something, Jesus, something that makes them inside light up. And that's when the smile comes through
in
the
your
eyes.
eyes.
Or talking to me. Like there's a whole little list of things that I go through if I'm getting stuck with somebody. But even if I tell a real popular one with actors' headshots is I know a secret look. Like it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's kind of lift of the eye a little
gotta
bit.
learn that one.
Yeah.
I know.
That's that
see.
little
look crazy when I-
mischievous
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I try to avoid, there's so much like in the industry about being sexy and stuff. I was like, you can be attractive without having to sell
Yes,
something.
to be
That's good.
seductive.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
the
like
people.
being confident,
Yeah.
with you, and sensual's okay with me. It's a different thing, it's the way
So
you.
sex appeal is a gift too? Or can you practice that?
I can't with
I'm
this
trying to
man.
come up
What
over here
is
on this
going
interview.
on?
Yeah. Smiling,
I have no words.
squinching, smiling.
Sex appeal.
Sex appeal.
Some
For
people
Jesus.
work that a little too much. Like
Yeah.
to me, it's the wrong direction if you're trying to be sexy.
To me, that's so worldly and
know,
all the time. Like
yeah.
that's what they always tell you to be
Well, you-
sexy. I mean,
yeah,
come
you
on.
just trying
I
to
think
give
being
off.
natural is
Just be me.
sexy,
Well,
don't
that's
you?
good. Yes,
thank
I do.
you.
Who
Glory
you
to
are.
God.
Now let me
Yes,
ask you this,
absolutely.
because earlier we talked about a particular person that you worked with, and I'm so excited right now, which was Chris Tomlin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, ma'am!
Yes.
And you knew him before he was the
Chris Tomlin.
Chris
Well,
Tomlin.
that's my favorite
Tell me about
part
it.
of the story, and it's also a great what's the word, encouragement to people that have dreams that come in, because a lot of people know him, and I share the story of how that happened and how believing, because what happened is he came in and actually, who sent him was Beth Moore.
Okay.
And I had done work with her.
Got some names.
I've been working with her, but listen, this was so long ago. I was being kind of a worldly girl. I didn't really know Beth Moore,
Right.
Okay.
too much at the time. And then I started to get in with Lakewood and do a lot of their work, and I remember.
That's Joel Osteen, if you didn't know.
the
Thank
Big
you.
Boy Church.
Lakewood.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were there. I was there last night shooting front row and some great
Awesome.
stuff. But but Chris, so Beth sent Chris, and Chris came in by himself, his guitar and a flag. And so if you look on the back of his first CD, I believe he's got that flag on, or it's inside the CD. But of course, he was very charismatic. I had no idea what his voice was like because he's not singing. He's coming in for his first album cover. But very warm, very enlightening, you know, connected with him right off. But when he left, he goes, Deb, I want you to know I'm going to be big one day. I'm going to be, I'm going to make it big.
I know that's right. Speak it. Come on now. Put it out there. Put it out there.
937thebeathouston.com for those who don't know who Chris Tomlin is.
Yes.
Name the records you said you loved.
Good Father.
Yeah, Good Father.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
I love
Good
that record.
Father.
Bishop took it out of my mouth. Thank you.
But you know what? This
YouTube
is how
on the
people
next
know
page.
him, though.
Yeah.
How great is our God? You
Yes.
people out here singing all the man music.
Wait, that's
Don't-
him?
That's my point.
I
they
didn't
don't
know
even
that.
know how great is our God.
I got it from
Yes.
Hillsong. Is that
He's
the
got-
same?
like he's
That's
got
not Hillsong and Chris are
No.
two different.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, that's where I first heard
Watch
it.
this. Indescribable.
Yes.
Kiara Sheard. That's his music.
Indescribable.
Okay, I ain't gonna try to sing.
Yeah,
it.
but
Like
Okay.
we
so
sing them, but
talented,
Yeah.
a million
Wow.
songs. But you know, beside all that, what drew to me was that he believed it. He knew it. It hadn't happened yet.
Wow.
He spoke it,
Wow.
and I didn't
you,
think for
Jesus.
1 second,
Man.
oh, this guy's arrogant or what's he talking
Yeah.
about? I was like, that is so cool. Like I felt in my spirit an agreement with him. I was like, that is so cool. You know, and so after he made like his second one, you know, I got on Facebook and I reached out. I said, Chris, it's Debbie. I'm so proud of you.
remember
And I said,
me?
are you still single? I know this girl.
trying to hook him
You
up.
know?
Look, that's
and
right.
he's like, he laughed, hey, Debbie, no, I'm dating or
Yeah.
something like that. You know,
It's all
but-
good.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
That is
Miss
a
Debbie,
total
before we
awesome
wrap
stick.
up, I wanted to also talk to you about how you are helping children
Yes.
accept how God created them as well. I know that you have a fashion line because you had an opportunity to go back to that since you kind of left, you know, your whole fashion design degree to get into photography. But share with our listeners something else that you're doing with someone named Phoebe.
Well, actually, next weekend we're doing a sizzler, a TV sizzler, and I'm going to present it to PBS because I know some
Wow.
of those guys.
We're
over
praying
there.
for that.
And we're filming, and I wrote the script a lot. I've been working on the script a few days ago, and you know, I was reading it to my mom, and she's like, "How'd you do that?" I said, "I about pray." I just have
Good
prayed and I'm
God.
writing. I've never wrote a script before, but it is about a character which she's, you know, now she's got YouTube.
Yeah, she has her
all social-
own YouTube, guys.
Yeah, her
Oh,
own
wow.
YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. I wrote these children's books. They're on Amazon, but so now we're going to pitch the TV and see, and I'm bringing a cast of kids in, and it's a fashion-oriented thing since I've been in the industry for so long, but it's about being yourself and being original and embracing who you are. And I'm going to just throw that back real quick to we were talking about how we have all these insecurities, and a lot of them stem from childhood. So
That's
I
good.
found that I make the best impression on the youngest kids. Like if you can empower them when they're
Yes.
young and give them confidence in
Very
who they
good.
are. And so it all kind of ties together.
What does Phoebe do? Does she walk us in the book? She walks us through what?
Embracing who you are, being
Okay.
an individual. You know, it's taking fashion and making it, you know, you can shop anywhere and wear whatever you want. It's not about designer stuff. It's not about how nice are your shoes. It's
That's
about
right.
making your own statement.
And what's even cool is that you've taken the character Phoebe out of your books, because I think you have a couple of books that you've
Right.
done, and you have transformed them into actual fashion dresses, like
Clothing.
designs on dresses that are walking down the runway. So the
Yes,
pages of the book are walking down the runway, right?
That is
now.
Yeah,
awesome.
we're printing the pages on the clothes.
Yeah.
Which and we've had like I have to pitch that we just did the British Virgin Islands fashion show.
Yes.
We're invited, and Nigel
Awesome.
Barker was
Yes,
the host.
yes, yes,
Taharji, is that
yes,
her name?
honey,
Yeah.
Empire, baby.
Come on, yes,
Yeah.
Taraji P.
So
huh?
we had some
my
good
baby mama.
names for Phoebe, and she walked down that runway, and those little kids in those clothes,
Oh,
and,
it's
and we stuck
awesome.
butterflies in their hair, and they felt like big girls walking down there. So it's just it's all about confidence, right?
Confidence.
And believing in yourself.
And believing in yourself.
Awesome.
Miss Debbie, social media. How can we get in touch with you on social media?
Well, I think I come right up on Debbie Porter Photography on if you Google that.
Okay.
But and I don't know if that connects with Fabulous Phoebe, but the photography does, and there's there's Facebook, all that. I can't do all of them, but I do have accounts.
And
with everything.
you are willing to travel Because I'm not
Yes.
gonna name drop that you was all in
I know.
Alaska, Australia.
Yeah.
You've been
Like,
everywhere.
you hard to be. No, you're not that hard to be, but you
She
travel?
is. It took us forever to get her in studio.
Hey, I had a
Hey.
friend bless me and make me her travel partner. So
Amen.
I was able to go to Rome and Alaska and the British Virgin Islands.
And she has a fabulous Phoebe doll,
That
and
is
she takes
awesome.
pictures.
Yeah.
She's like on the journey with her.
I'll
that
take
is
Yeah,
her
she's on the
sometimes.
plane. It's real cute.
I'll take her sometimes.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't bring her in here
but
today.
I just came back from New York last week when the bomb went off.
Yeah,
Talk about
you
that
didn't
real
tell us.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were 4 blocks away from that, and it's just. But you know what? You feel protected when you're protected.
Yeah.
And besides that, if it's time to go, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So
Hallelujah.
I know that's right.
I didn't worry too much
Cue the
about it,
music.
but it was just kind of. We had just went and seen the 9/11. What is it? Monument.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
memorial.
A memorial, and met a survivor there, and then the next day that bomb happened.
Yeah.
But there was mega security going on in town, and so you felt safe, you
Thank
know.
you,
but
Jesus.
we got to do so much. It felt like the favor of God was just following us. You
Yeah.
know, we saw Lady Gaga perform, Stevie Wonder perform.
Come on, Stevie.
Who'd have thought Kevin Spacey could sing like he did? I
Wow.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So we went to Broadway. I did a sister trip, so with my sisters that we've never done before. And
That's great. That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's
Yeah,
just
good.
like it kind of is like sometimes you get favor chases you. It doesn't even like
Well,
you don't have to
Lord,
look
preach.
for it. Chases you.
Lady, if
Favorite
you don't preach
chases
in here
you.
today,
I'm gonna tweet that.
I know,
Yeah, for
tweet
sure.
that. Yes,
Debbie
chase.
for the inspiration.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
it's all good. I mean, if with so much that has happened in a little time, you know, and I'm not going to say it's all wonderful. I have family struggles like everybody else did. We went and saw a Broadway play called The Humans. It's about a dysfunctional family, and I told my sisters like, "This is normal. It's not even funny."
Yeah, right?
Dysfunctional,
I know. Like, what is dysfunctional?
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody's family.
Everybody's
Right.
family.
But you know what? I mean, I think that's why in families, God puts different personalities together so one can stand for another.
Yeah.
And one can have faith
Yeah.
and one encourages the other. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on constantly doing that, you know,
that's
with
good.
my family. But I'm not beaten because I recognize some tactics sometimes.
Come on, yeah.
And I just try to stay strong. And then when I'm not feeling that way, a brother or sister will come along and pick me back up.
Yeah.
And we do that for each other back and forth. So
Well, there
it's
it
all
is.
good.
Lady with the fashion line,
Yes, honey.
children's book,
Photography.
fixes our face. I'm gonna say it like
she's
that.
doing all
Teaches me
kind of these
confidence,
amazing-
smiling,
But
smiling.
kingdom things, and I think that is absolutely amazing. Like
that's
her
good.
heart is for kingdom things.
It is.
And
Yeah,
that's-
and there's more
Yeah.
coming.
and that's just awesome, and that's beautiful, and I'm excited to see how God is raising up kingdom people at
Yeah.
this end time.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so many crazy things, like you said, going on, but kingdom people like you. Thank you, Jesus.
Give it up
you.
for Debbie
And y'all-
Porter.
Yes.
All right, so you might be watching it on your desktop, on your laptop, even on your smartphone. Stretch your hands to that thing. Miss Porter, bless us out of here.
Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity, God. To you always the glory, Lord. You open doors, you shut doors. We trust you. I ask that you do the same for everybody listening, everybody here. What you've done for me, you can do above and beyond.
thank
It's
you,
just
Lord.
even the tip of the iceberg, God, what you have for all of us who have faith and trust in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Man, all right.
God bless the beats. We out of here.